Okay, this video is on Pizzazz page 152, and this is about finding slope given 2 points. So we're going to go ahead and start with the first one, these 2 points right here. So I have Pizzazz page 152. We're going to start with letter E, which says 1, 2, and 4, 4. So I'm going to label the points so we know what we're looking at here. I have x1 and y1. Then I have x2 and y2. And I could name them anything, really. I could name them x Bob and x Jane, but that doesn't help us really, because we need to be able to use them in formulas, and that would be too confusing. So the formula for slope, don't forget slope is denoted by the letter M, is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So now all we're going to do is just plug in the values. So I have y2, which is 4, and then I have y1, which is 2. So 4 minus 2 on top. Then I'm starting with my x's. I have 4 minus 1. So 4 minus 2 for the top, and then 4 minus 1 for the bottom. And then I just do each part by itself. So 4 minus 2 is 2, and 4 minus 1 is 3. So the slope here is 2/3. What we're going to do is we're going to plot them on the sheet as well. So let me put this on the screen. So I go over 1 and up 2. There's my first point. And then I go over 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to connect those dots, make a straight line. Well, I did not do a very good job, but hopefully you can do a lot of it. If I had an eraser, and if I could erase, I would. But notice that the slope should be 2/3. That means I rise 2 and run 3. So I go up 2, and then, which I'd be right here, and then I run 3. 1, 2, 3. And I would get to that. So I do believe that this line is correct, and that our slope is 2/3. So down here, where 2/3 is, we're going to write the letter E. Let's do one from this side, and we'll do one with negatives. Let's do L. Looks like it has a lot of negatives. So we're going to do L now. If you write the formula every time, you'll be more likely to remember it. So I always write it. But our coordinate point is 5, -1, and -2, -4. I'm going to label my points. I have x1, y1, x2, y2. And then, of course, my slope formula, the changes in the y's over the changes in the x's. That's really what it is. Another way to write it is change in y over change in x. This is mathematical shorthand. The triangle means change. So this says the change in y over the change in x. And that really is what we're doing. We're trying to figure out how much are they changing in between points. So we have -4 minus -1. Then we have -2 minus 5. So let's take a minute and just really make sure that you understand where all the numbers are coming from. So I'm going to highlight my x's. That's where they are. And I'm going to put boxes around my y's, just so you know that that's where I've gotten my numbers. -4, -1. -2, +5. the minuses here are never going to change. They're always going to be minuses. They're not part of, they're just part of the formula. They're not part of the numbers per se. So in my calculator, if I take -4, oops, sorry, -4 minus -1, I'm going to get -3. And if I take -2 minus 5, I get -7. Well, if they're both negative, these two negatives will cancel each other out, and you're really going to have a positive 3/7. The only way it would have stayed negative is if only one of them were negative. So you can either leave double negatives on, or you can just take the negatives off if they're both negative. Don't forget, an even power of negatives cancel each other out. An odd power of negatives stay. So we have 3/7 is our slope, and that was letter L. Okay, I would like, oh, let's go ahead and graph it first. Let's graph it. Oops, sorry. Let's see. Make sure you can see that. So I go over 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down 1. And then on the next point, I go over 2 and down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I'm going to connect these points. I'll try to do a little bit better this time. Well, I think I did a little bit better. All right, now we can see between the 2 points, and they are pretty far away. But based on what we said, we should rise 3 and run 7. Let's see if that happened. So we can run or rise, it doesn't matter first. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So we did rise 3, I agree. And then if we're here, we're going to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, I agree. I think that we did it right. I think that is the correct slope. So you're going to do the slope once with the points, and then once again with the graph. And you're going to check yourself. If you have any questions, I want you to raise your hand and ask for help. I'm here to help you.